projects. Yeah, I guess that's pour les nouveaux arrivants et pour les gens qui font déjà la richesse de ce quartier. Revitalization. It's so vital already. Look at it, it's full of life.
There's so much to see. Why don't we start?
Yeah, let's get out there. Donc, allons-y, on va voir le parc de loin et on va continuer. Right, does anybody know why the police station left? À cause du règlement interne où la police ne peut pas être locataire de propriétaires qui ont eu des déboires avec la police. C'était une boulangerie cachère qui était ouverte, comme ils avaient dit, 6 jours sur 7, 24 heures. More and more of these like kind of fake public places popping up in New York and San Francisco, where as long as you're like spending money or look a certain way, you can be there, but you can be easily kicked out. It used to be a neighborhood where you could live cheaply. The conditions weren't great, but at least the rent was low. And now the conditions are still not great, but the rent is Les développeurs sont intéressés à maximiser le retour sur investissement par pied carré. So inside, many of these are studios on split levels, so they just have an open ground floor with like a tiny little bathroom under the stairs, a little kitchenette, and then you go up a little ladder and you have your platform for your bed, which is over the kitchen, and that's it. It's very small. And this is not what the neighborhood needs.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, you doing well yourself?
Good, thank you.
Oh, you got the grades coming already. They're green. It looks great.
Thank you. Thank you, we try. Have a good day. So what's interesting, many working class neighborhoods, and we could start with a bit of demographics, because we've talked about the neighborhood in general is a poor neighborhood, it's true. It is in the top 5 poorest area codes every year in Canada, H3N. We have poverty in the sense that if you take the total number of people divided by all their money, we have the least per person. So we have a great riches, but it's in our collectivity, not in our pocketbooks. So it's c'est à travers notre solidarité, notre richesse, notre volonté de travailler ensemble sur des projets collectifs comme le CLSC. Oui, on est très pauvre dans nos portefeuilles, mais nous sommes riches dans nos cœurs. On voit moins de violence intrafamiliale ici, moins de décrochage. C'est des gens qui, somme toute, sont très pro-école et qui sont prêts à travailler fort pour justement sortir de leur situation. Quand maintenant 60-70% des revenus vont pour le loyer, c'est difficile de se créer un fonds pour ensuite aller acheter, pour quitter le quartier. We always get researchers coming in, they're like, oh, poor neighborhood, you must be a food desert. There's no food here. We're like, there's food everywhere. So we have many small places that are selling food. It's just that people don't have the money often to buy the food. My friend Mr. Bag does a food distribution here every Friday at 5 o'clock. He is giving free samosas and other food right here. A great man who has almost no support from the government. One time he got a check from our provincial representative at election time. And for the rest, he's just doing it himself. It's that kind of working class solidarity that'll helped us to get through the crisis of COVID, and will help us to get through the next crises, which are going to be heat all the time, evictions, rising rents. Our best chance, if we wait for the government, it is going to be too late. But let's go down the streets. That's enough about food. Now we'll talk about the last hope for the neighborhood here. Donc on finit devant un immeuble à fort hauteur symbolique, Plaza Hutchison, which was built back when this area was an area that made most of the clothes for Canada. And up until 1985 or so, this used to be a jean factory, the Howick Jean Factory. It was built here, right here. They were making jeans. Yes, 100 years ago. So just to say, this building is built very, very solid because it had to be strong enough for the machines to make jeans. There was like a taekwondo studio, but there was a dance studio. des cours de tamil les samedis et des concerts de violon et des très belles danses, des beaux concerts. On avait bien sûr le Johnny Brown. People knew it for the Johnny Brown, which had dance things for kids doing ballet, but also Halloween costumes and makeup things. These were all just open, empty spaces in the 90s because the economy was very bad. We had a referendum in 1995. Mais on a perdu tous les autres groupes communautaires. The radio station now is gone. All the community groups, the churches upstairs, everything got dispersed because this building was bought by somebody who wanted to make condo-style rentals, little 1.5 apartments, very, very small, couple of 2.5s. But I remember seeing the plans and there was not even room to open a door. I think it had a sliding door for the second room. Il était dans tous ses droits pour faire ce qu'il voulait avec cet immeuble. But what he couldn't do was buy the approval of the neighborhood. Donc le quartier a dit non. But of course we didn't have any legal way to force this. So we took to the streets, a group called Parc-Extension contre la gentrification. On a été chanceux aussi parce qu'il était très, très mauvais en business. He's a terrible businessman. His own family in the diamond businesses sued him because he was making very bad deals. And then it turned out he was making bad real estate deals. He had to declare bankruptcy. And at that point, we had put enough pressure that the city said, okay, we will buy Plaza Hutchison. Of course, it has just been left empty for 5 years now. It's been empty, just sitting there, 6? Yeah, this building. And it belongs to us. Our tax dollars paid for it, but it's sitting there empty. So, what do we need to do? Faiz, what do you think?
One of the reasons why we invited you all on this tour is to obviously to lead you to this building and to let you know that this building has a history and that now is the time in that history for people who live here, who need housing and who need services and who need to build friendship, build community, and finally stop moving around, set roots. And what we want to do at Brick by Brick is to make a social housing and a community center. Because when we have affordable housing, then we can relax. We know that we don't have to move. We can take care of our families. And when we have a community center, it means that we can offer services. We can do programming like this tour. So I think that's the best use of the building. The city owns the building, but they've owned it for 5 years and nothing has happened. We have a solution. Keep walking around here, keep passing by. When you go through the metro, you go in and out, you see, that's Brick by Brick's building.